Getting started with decluttering is hard. Knowing you need to or want to and actually doing it are very different things. It can feel overwhelming, and I completely relate to that. I have resistance to decluttering all the time. But understanding how deeply the benefits of decluttering can go is what helps me to get started. And once you get started, it's easier to keep going. In this video, I'm going to share some of the metaphysical benefits of decluttering. I want you to see it as a self-care practice because that's what I believe it to be. And on this channel, I'm all about self-care. And in today's video, we're going to explore how decluttering can transform not just your space, but your entire well-being. I want you to imagine walking into your home and feeling instantly calm. Any sense of stress or overwhelm that you've been carrying starts to melt away. I believe this is what we should always be aiming for when we make any kinds of improvements to our home, be they small tweaks or massive renovations. And I'm a huge fan of small tweaks because they're more affordable and feasible for almost everyone. And decluttering fits into the tweaking category for most of us. It's less sexy or fun than switching out your accessories, but it's deeply, deeply effective. So tidying and organising are an important part of decluttering. But decluttering is a lot more than that. You can tidy and organise without decluttering at all, and that can be immensely satisfying. But decluttering is about letting things go. It's about making intentional choices about what you allow into your environment and, by extension, what you allow into your life. When we declutter, as opposed to tidying, we remove unnecessary items from our space, creating room for what truly matters and keeping only that which enhances our lives. Things that we use all the time or things that make our hearts sing every time we look at them. When we declutter, we're creating space, and that isn't just physical space. It can also be mental and emotional space because we have mental or emotional associations, attachments, if you will, to a lot of our stuff. And that's why it can be so hard to let it go. They remind us of past relationships, be they romantic or friendships, or they remind us of loved ones who've passed on. And I think having mementos is a good thing, but we don't want to fill up our homes with memories of the past and not leave room for the present and future. Leave some space on your mantle for the treasured memories you have yet to create. If we hold on too tightly to the past, we don't allow much space in our hearts and our minds for new opportunities, new relationships, new experiences. Now, anecdotally, people report a sense of ease and lightness when they do let go of their physical stuff. It brings a sense of spaciousness within themselves as well as in their homes. And sometimes we fear letting things go in case we might need them again in the future. This is known as poverty consciousness, which is really common. It's been unconsciously passed down to us by previous generations. So whether it's our own memories of times of hardship or the memories of our parents or grandparents that we've grown up with, many of us find it hard to let go of something we once invested in to fulfill a need, in case we might have that need again in the future. Decluttering these kinds of items can help open the way to prosperity consciousness, where we start to believe that everything we need will be provided to us, where we can live from a place of greater trust and less anxiety about the future. Now, I'm not saying it's a miracle cure that will solve all your problems. I'm saying that letting go on the physical level often has a surprising effect of releasing stuff on the mental, emotional, and subconscious levels too. Okay, let's talk about the unsurprising link between clutter and stress. A study by UCLA's Centre on Everyday Lives of Families found that women who described their homes as cluttered had higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, and they were more likely to experience depression and fatigue. It's simple enough to understand why. When you walk into a cluttered room, your brain has to process all the items that you see. Even if you're not consciously aware of it happening, this constant visual distraction can drain your mental energy and make it harder to relax. Basically, clutter bombards our minds with excessive stimuli, making it challenging to focus and unwind. On the flip side, a tidy and organised space can promote a sense of calm and order, helping us feel more in control and less stressed. Decluttering helps us create that environment, one that supports our mental and emotional well-being. And there are many other knock-on benefits that come with reducing stress through decluttering. Studies indicate that it can help improve our sleep, our productivity levels, even our dietary habits, because it's easier to cook healthy meals from scratch in an uncluttered kitchen, while a cluttered space is more likely to promote unhealthier fast food choices. Our physical space and our mental space are deeply interconnected. When we declutter our environment, we remove or at least reduce visual distractions in our space. And this process can have profound effects on our mental and emotional well-being. As we clear physical clutter, we often find that mental clutter starts to dissipate too. Thoughts become clearer, decision-making becomes easier, and we feel a sense of lightness and freedom. By creating order in our physical space, we're also creating order in our internal landscape. As I've already mentioned, our possessions often carry emotional weight. They might represent past relationships, or it could be unfulfilled dreams or versions of ourselves we've outgrown. And as we choose to let go of these items, we're also choosing to let go of the emotional baggage they represent. Because the process can be deeply therapeutic, it allows us to acknowledge our feelings, honor our past, and then make space for what we want in our present and our future. Letting go of physical stuff can lead to a sense of emotional unburdening, freeing up mental energy for new experiences and growth. And that can hit hard the first time you do a big declutter, so it is something to be aware of. If you've never decluttered before, I would start small and pace yourself. So let's talk a little bit about perceptions around self-care, because a lot of people equate that with pampering type experiences. If it feels like a chore, then it's the opposite of self-care, right? I would argue that it's all about how you frame it in your mind. If self-care is doing things that improves our health and well-being, then it fundamentally has to include some things that we don't necessarily enjoy, like flossing. Nobody really does that for fun. It feels more like a chore for me, but it is self-care at the end of the day. Now, self-care can include pampering, but it also goes way beyond it. And a lot of self-care is stuff that we might feel some resistance to. Things like setting boundaries, or exercising more, or eating less junk. And decluttering can also trigger that. So decluttering qualifies as a self-care practice on so many levels. It helps us to make our physical spaces more functional, which improves the quality of our lives. It helps us to release mental and emotional stuff, which improves the quality of our lives. It can spark some inner reflection that leads to some decision making that also improves the quality of our lives. And I'm going to throw one more out there. Decluttering is also a form of mindfulness. Now, before we dive into how decluttering relates to mindfulness, let's talk about what mindfulness actually is. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and engaged in the current moment, aware of our thoughts and feelings. It's about paying attention to our experiences as they unfold moment by moment. And we know studies have shown mindfulness can help reduce stress, increase focus, and improve overall well-being. Now, if you're wondering how does this relate to decluttering, well, when you declutter, you're forced to be present in the moment, making conscious decisions about each item. It's a process that requires your full attention and engagement. You ask yourself, do I need this? Do I use it? Do I love it? And this process of evaluation and decision making grounds you in the present and helps you reconnect with your values. And it's that mindful approach that helps us to finally start to let go of things we've been holding on to for far too long. It's what helps to zoom in on whether our stuff is serving us or not. And if it's not serving you, why would you devote valuable space in your home to storing it? While decluttering can make a huge impact on how well our homes function and feel, the ultimate benefit of the process is simply the letting go. Letting go physically, letting go mentally, letting go emotionally. Benefits extend far beyond a tidy space. When you declutter one area of your life, it often inspires change in others. You might start with your wardrobe and end up reassessing your schedule, your relationships, or your goals. Decluttering truly can be the first step in a larger journey of intentional living. And I could talk about that all day, but to fully appreciate it, you have to experience it for yourself. But as I acknowledged at the top of the video, getting started can feel overwhelming. So, roughly 6 years ago, I created a free 30-day decluttering challenge to help people through the process. And it's still free, and I'll link it in the description box below. If you sign up, you'll get a daily email from me for 30 days, guiding you to clear out a corner of your home. It's designed to be short, manageable tasks that you can do in 20 to 30 minutes or less. And I hope this video has inspired you to see decluttering in a new light, as a powerful form of self-care that can transform your space, your mind, and your emotional well-being. Remember, there's so much more to self-care than bubble baths and face masks. Creating a space that truly supports and nurtures you is a valid and valuable self-care practice, and that's what I'm here for. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content on intentional living and self-care. Until next time, take care of yourself and your space. Thanks for watching.